In this lecture, we'll be studying about the absolute dependent motion analysis of two particles. Okay, so this topic is very useful in determining the position of a particle with respect to another particle or with respect to the movement of other particles. So this is one of the typical application of this is the cable rope system, which is used in elevators, cranes, and other machines. Okay, so this type of problems is denoted as dependent motion because the movement of the other particle is dependent on the movement of another particle. Okay, so in order to analyze this one, consider figure 12-36, wherein you have particles or objects A and B. Now, these objects A and B is tied by a cord. This one, from A, C, D to B. Okay. Again, our objective is to be able to define the position, velocity, and acceleration of these particles. So what you're going to do is you establish first the datum. Okay? So in this case, your datum will be situated in this point O. Okay? So ang isang consideration ni mana is dapat fix imo ang datum, no? Dapat fix siya dili sa moving. Okay, so if you want to get the total length of the cord, you just add this position vector S sub A. Now, kaning sub A is measured from the datum up to this object A. No, sometimes depende sa motion sa A, mo increase na siya or mo decrease. No? As well as you have also to establish a position vector for B, denoted by S sub B. Okay, now the total length of the cord is just sum S sub A plus length CD, so length CD plus S sub B is equal to the total length of the cord. Okay, now this CD, this is the length of the cord that is passing from point C to D. So this is just constant. No? Di man mo change. Okay, so therefore, if you differentiate this equation, sa makuha ni mo, kanina makuha, this sub the derivative of S sub A over dt. Now, derivative of this constant is 0 plus derivative of S sub B with respect to time is equal to 0 also because this is the length sa mong cord is constant man na. Therefore, your velocity will be the opposite of the other. Okay, if you want to get the velocity of B, this is the negative of velocity of A. So the negative sign indicates that when block A has a velocity downward in the direction of positive S sub A, now the direction sa positive S sub A is going down, okay, based on the arrow. It causes a corresponding upward velocity V, velocity of block B. Okay, B moves in the negative S sub B direction. That is why you have this negative sign. In relation to this equation, if you differentiate this one with respect to time, you get this equation. Okay, so sometimes you need to have two datum. Okay, example this one. So we have this example, and we are asked to determine the speed of block B. This one. If the end of the chord A is pulled down 2 meters per second. Okay, so kani siya gibira ni siya downward 2 meters per second. So we are asked to determine the speed of block B. So first, let us establish our datum. So ang atong possible nga datum ani is pwede dire or pwede po di ani. Kanina ni. Anyway, kanina dire fix man ni dire. So direkta mga datum. Okay, this is our datum. And based on the diagram, we have two ropes, no? This is the first rope and second. So, since we have two ropes, we can expect that we have also two equations for this one. So, let's call this one as this one is L1, this one is L2. Okay, the total length of L1 is just equal to, first, we need to determine our position vector. So, D and E, ang E is kanina rin. No? Since connected naman na silang duha, huwag na nag-change na rin. So, ang velocity sa E, ano po na velocity sa B? Dili na lang ito ang this will be S sub B. Okay? S sub B. S sub B. So, ang S sub B, going downward, positive pa, increasing, positive. And then, so kanina length, S sub B ni. We need also to define this one, S sub C. Okay? S sub C. Going downward, positive. And this one, sub A. Right? S sub A. Again, going downward, positive. With L2. L2 is, let's first get the equation for L sub 2. Okay, L sub 2 is this one. So this is just, now kaning length, this is S sub C. So you have 2 SC plus this one, kaning length. Kaning length is S sub B minus S sub C, right? Diba? Kaning length L2 S sub B minus S sub C. So this will become S sub B plus S C. Tama? Tama. This is just S sub B plus S sub C. Eh? Ganun eh. And for L1 is kaning length L2, L1 kaning line. Ani muna siya ay L1. Therefore, L1 is just isa B, then nga length is S sub B minus S sub C. Right? One S sub B minus S sub C. This one is S sub A minus S sub C. This becomes 2SB plus SA minus 2SC. Okay, so let's differentiate this one. Therefore, 0 is equal to velocity B plus BC. Okay. For this one, becomes 2 velocity B plus BA minus 2 BC. Substitute natin nila this one, velocity C is negative of velocity B. Substitute 0. Now, yung velocity A is downward. Yan siya positive going downward, so plus 2 minus 2 velocity negative man eh, may muna ni plus. Therefore, ang velocity B is just negative 0.5 meter per second. Negative 0.5 meter per second. So, unsay pasabutan eh. Sabutan niya kaya ang imong positive nga B man is going downward, so meaning upward eh. This is just equal to 0.5 meter per second going upward. Okay? So, take note there, yung position vector is positive going downward. So, hopefully, may mga sample problem there. Just solve this one. Okay, so, i-repeat na itong process. So, ang process is you just get the total length of the two rope. Okay, this is rope 1 and rope 2 is this one. Okay, kuha mo ang total length nila and then you differentiate to get the velocity. Then since given ang A nimo, substitute the ray and then you have the relation for velocity B and C. So that is why you have come up with 0.5 meter per second. Meaning 2 meters nag-move ang A, kaning B nimo nagsaka og 0.5 meter per second. Okay?